More sunshine and cold temperatures, but we have a chance of a little snow in the mountains arriving Thursday.
On Monday, one man, the president, said that the citizenship of millions of Americans born to immigrants in this country means less.
Washington's Attorney General files suit against the Trump administration over the executive order to end birthright citizenship. How many other states are doing the same? A potentially historic home partially demolished in Coeur d'Alene. We'll break down what the fire department says happened.
KREM 2 News 10 at 10 begins now with Mark Henrahan and Jeremy Legoo.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. First up tonight, the topic of police use of force took center stage at the Spokane Ombuds Commission meeting tonight. The goal, improve the review process of SPD's use of force. KREM 2's Cody Proctor joining us now with more on the incident that sparked the recommendations. Cody?
Tuesday night's meeting came nearly a year after a Spokane police officer slammed a man to the ground. Now, 10 months later, the Spokane Ombuds Commission watched a video of that incident.
The incident happened last March as a Spokane police officer tried to detain a man near downtown Spokane.
So he picks them up by their waistband, lifts them off the ground, and then slams them onto the ground.
This is video of the incident the Spokane Ombuds Commission watched at Tuesday night's meeting. The Use of Force Review Board looked at the incident last November. In reviewing the incident, Deputy Ombuds Luvame Omana says one of the things they found needs to be addressed is the culture.
Going through this case, there's a general reluctance that we noticed to say that something is outside of policy.
The incident sparked the Office of Police Ombudsman to recommend 10 policy changes on how use of force is reviewed, including having the Spokane Police Department adding a community member to the review board and only allowing tactics listed in the Defensive Tactics Manual. The commission approved the recommendations unanimously, which Police Ombuds Bart Logue was pleased by.
Anytime that we can kind of refine those processes and make it better for us to understand and the community to understand and also the police department to understand.
Now that meeting wrapped up earlier tonight. Logue says he plans to take the approved recommendations to Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall as soon as possible. In the studio, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
All right, Cody, thank you very much. New tonight, a potentially historic Coeur d'Alene home was partially demolished by accident. According to the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department, the home's demolition was set to be reviewed by the city's Historic Preservation Commission tomorrow. However, the fire department says the property owner gave them permission to use the home for destructive training, even though a demolition permit had not been issued. The Preservation Commission is still set to discuss the future of the home tomorrow and what might go in its place. Less than a week after the region's 911 center ousted Spokane from its system, stakeholders gathered again tonight. While the future remains up in the air for the city, discussions continue. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy reports on the latest developments. Connor?
Right now, the city of Spokane and SREC are at a standstill. In a meeting, Spokane County Commissioners heard from SREC's chair, who says despite stalled discussions, he's hopeful a resolution can be made.
We had fires all over the landscape, and our ability to coordinate could have been better.
Spokane County Fire Chief for District 3 and SREC board member Cody Rohrbach describes the challenges county first responders faced in the past before the creation of SREC. Its role is to be Spokane County's regionalized emergency communications system, and since operating, they've discussed the city of Spokane's agencies joining them. The Spokane Fire Department joined SREC in 2022. For the past 5 years, discussions on the city's other emergency agencies joining SREC were on the table. No decision was made in that time frame, so SREC stopped discussions with the city.
They felt the decision, should have already been made years previous.
In a written statement, Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown responded, saying in part, "As my team has been assessing SREC's governance and financials over the past year, SREC has consistently provided us with unreasonable deadlines, an artificial sense of urgency, and answers to our questions that underscore their own lack of certainty behind parts of their user fee model. This has complicated our review and created unnecessary tension between regional partners." The Spokane Valley Fire Department released a statement against Mayor Brown's decision, saying in part, "Mayor Brown's claim of productive conversations is misleading. For over a year, the city has demonstrated reluctance to embrace regional solutions, instead introducing delays and questioning well-established models that other jurisdictions have already deemed workable. On Tuesday, Spokane County Commissioner Al French supported SREC's decision, saying the city's involvement could negatively impact SREC's services in the future.
If you screw up the way that this system works, and it has to go back out to the voters to get reauthorized to extend, and all of a sudden everybody's subsidizing the city of Spokane, guess what's going to happen at the ballot? It's going to go down.
Rohrbach finished the meeting emphasizing the discussion's ending doesn't mean SREC and the city's future is certain.
I think the board's totally willing to have a discussion, but the ability to have what I saw were significant financial savings for the city and operational efficiencies that exist today. The other 20 member agencies can no longer wait, or it'll be detrimental to them both operationally and financially. So it might be.
Right now, the city of Spokane has until 2026 to find another system for 911 calls if no progress is made in the future with SREC. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. Washington's Attorney General is filing suit against the Trump administration. Today, he filed a lawsuit in response to the president's executive order targeting birthright citizenship. AG Nick Brown is joining more than 20 states challenging the executive order that aims to roll back the law of the land for more than 150 years. In addition to the lawsuit, Brown is filing an emergency motion in the next 24 hours that will seek to block any federal agency from relying on the executive order to deny citizenship to babies born in our state.
On Monday, one man, the president, said that the citizenship of millions of Americans born to immigrants in this country means less. That the children of immigrants born into citizenship don't have as much value in this country as others. He is wrong.
The Migration Policy Institute estimates there are 250,000 Washingtonians who don't have legal status in the U.S. KREM 2 News spoke with newly elected Congressman Michael Baumgartner this afternoon on Trump's executive order. He says it's not out of the question for the president to challenge the 14th Amendment based on its origin. However, Baumgartner says he would prefer if these issues were passed through Congress rather than the executive branch in hopes to restore constitutional balance.
That amendment was put in to bring African Americans give them their legal rights, their true rights. It was never meant to be a way for folks to circumvent the immigration process. And
during Baumgartner's campaign for Congress, he was in support of stronger immigration policies. The executive order is supposed to take effect on February 19th. And coming up later on in our show, we take a full look at Trump's first day back in office. All right, taking a break from the headlines, let's switch gears and take a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, the story seems to be clear and cold. What do we need to know?
Basically, it's more of the same, and you need to know to not put away the heavy winter coat. Temperatures right now are already down in the low 20s. 23 degrees is where we sit here in Spokane. But with the dew point of 17 and things dropping quick, I don't think we're going to fall too much lower than we did last night, right about where we were. How about Deer Park, though, sits at 14 as we sit, and 27 in Sandpoint, 23 in Coeur d'Alene, and near 20 degrees in Pullman and Ritzville as well. Overnight, expect those temps to just keep dropping. Deer Park, I think we can update that 14. I kind of do, because we're already there. 18 in Spokane, I think, stays. 18 in Pullman, 18 in Ritzville. It is still going to get a bit cooler. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, throw on those extra layers. By tomorrow afternoon, feels like a lot like today. The sun comes out, it warms you up, it feels a little bit better. But just enjoy it. Thursday offers a little more cloud cover. Temperatures trend pretty much the same, but it's going to feel a little cooler. And Friday, we start seeing a little more sun.
All right, sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the broadcast. Now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. An update tonight on the on-campus shooting at WSU involving campus police last March. The involved officers are not charged in the incident. You might remember WSU police fired a shot at a man reportedly with a knife on campus last March. Campus police, they were called to the Global Scholars Residence Hall after getting a report of that man with a knife. Although officers shot at the suspect, he was not hit. Today, the school shared a report by the Whitman County Prosecuting Attorney's Office that ruled the officer's use of deadly force was lawful. Tonight, Coeur d'Alene firefighters continuing to investigate what started this fire at a shop over the weekend. Fire officials say the shop on East Adelaide caught fire just after noon on Sunday. According to the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department, the owner tried to put out the flames and inhaled smoke. Officials say he declined to go to the hospital. And tomorrow marks the start of the point-in-time count in Spokane, where data is collected on homelessness. This helps secure funding for resources like affordable housing. The data is sent to the Washington State Department of Commerce and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. If you are interested in helping with the count, just visit that website right there at the bottom of your screen. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. Well, it is a big day for Mariners fans. Just hours ago, Mariners icon Ichiro Suzuki inducted into the 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame. Ichiro started playing for the M's back in 2001. He left for the New York Yankees in 2012, but came back to the Emerald City in 2018. Ichiro was the first Japanese position player to span the Pacific, and he became an instant star. He started playing baseball at 7 years old on a Little League team in central Japan. Ichiro's Hall of Fame induction coincides with a surge of Japanese players shining in the MLB, with Shohei Ohtani making headlines. Last week, Ichiro was selected to the Japanese Hall of Fame in Tokyo. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. But don't go to bed yet. New legislation could change gun ownership in Washington state, while you could be limited to just one gun purchase a month.
I don't think it's possible for anybody to live in this economy without a roommate.
Plus, people reacting to proposed limits to rent increases in Washington, the proposed protections for renters, coming up next. We're back in 90 seconds.